Hello everyone and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. We have a 4v4 for you guys today on Crossroads, which is, well, not a map that I play on all that often, and my apologies, I forgot that I was red 4 on this. First off, I just want to say thank you to Honda Hun, Kiraman, and Best Pony. This was a very pleasant match, and they let me join their usual 3v3 as a 4th player, and it was a good time. So we've played against them quite a bit, as I'm sure people who've watched the channel have seen, and I don't know, I like mixing that up and being allies too when possible. So the intention here, and this is straight from Kiraman, from what he advised before the game, because I have only ever played on this one other time about 2 years ago, was to double up in Alpha, so we can see Best Pony and Honda Hun are going there. Unfortunately, we did have a dropout on the Blue 4 team, so it is just going to be 3 people on the Blue 4 team, but sometimes that can be an advantage. And then on the right-hand side is going to be Officer Kiraman, the Major, and I'm going on the left toward Delta. And I was asking him for some advice, so this town tends to be what people go for, apparently, and I can see why it does sort of control the space. On the other hand, if you can get up to here from my side of the board, that's a really powerful position as well. So I'm going to be playing as Baltic Moto, and the idea is just to get up here as quickly as possible, get some Edekois, get some spike teams, and then just, fight like Baltic Front does in Delta, and hope that I can use the surprisingly goofy terrain to my advantage. Just the little hills in this map are hilarious. It's honestly a lot of fun, and I should probably branch out to it a bit more often. We filled a lobby quicker than I thought too, so definitely didn't expect to have that happen. So if we look at the deployments a little bit, we have a K-52 and Mi-2, Gamma 2s, lots of 2s here from Honda Hun and Pony, and they do tend to be a bit of a helicopter-heavy team from what I've noticed. Different styles of play, I suppose. I tend to bring a couple, maybe 2 at most, and I don't know, so we had a bit of an unexpected start. I was panic deploying some things right there at the end because I didn't really notice until we had about 5 seconds left. And let's see, it's just such a huge map, right? Even Moto is going to take a while to get things up to Dimitri and Elena, and this is something you have to keep in mind as the game's going on, because your points are going to fill up, and on a map this large, if you wait until you have 150 or so and then you call them out, you're going to need them before you're really going to have them available. So I'm trying to call things out when I have 50, 80 points left, just a constant stream of reinforcements. On the other hand, that means that you might not necessarily call out exactly what you need all the time. So it's kind of a delicate balance. You have to split that difference pretty fine. So triple Gamma 2 team, and out a little bit ahead of the recon over here from Best Pony, my Salamandra's heading up, and you can see I'm doing just that. I'm bringing some things, just cheap recon tanks. I was maybe expecting to have a little bit of a defensive on this side, and frankly, I like the PT-76Bs. I think saturating on recon is always a good idea. The Super Puma is carrying my Edekois and Sokol behind for Igla, and we spot right away a little bit of trouble. So Super Cobra has pretty good sidearm ATGMs, and let's take a look at that real quick. Well, there's Seed, Totus as well. Not really anything that can fight against infantry there, but it's a US player, which means they're going to be DAPs, and we can see that, I think, right here, MH60L DAPs, 1-2 of them. So I pulled everything back, I'm trying to unload, and Han was trying to help me here with his Gamma 2. So oddly enough, they can fire Matlukas at things on the ground, which is pretty funny. Took out most of the Rangers, and I was trying to tell him, hey, peel back for just a second. I have Edekois already on the ground. I have a Sokol up here. Maybe we can do something with it. And the Salamandra, a little bit of a sacrificial lamb there, unfortunately, and does get taken out. But, we split that pretty well. Edekois should be able to get the kill, maybe? Ooh, no, Sokol with the kill, nice. And then Sokol also fending off those Rangers. That was a pretty good thing for me, and definitely made me feel pretty confident about the ability to push up farther and more aggressively in Dimitri. In the meantime, Pony and Honda Hun fighting decently well in Feder, but a bit of an infiltration into Gregory, and you can see Kiraman just got absolutely helicopter rushed. So Peten, Cepha B, if this isn't a Helo rush, then Helo rushes don't exist. That's just, it's unfortunate. HQ7's out of ammunition, and there's still 3 Petens. So that really just shows you how heavy that investment was. In the meantime, F-15D Eagle, and I actually did see him coming in, I think right about here. And we're pulling back, trying to make sure, well, that we don't get killed by those 4,000 kilogram bombs. And right as they land, we're going to turn around and hop back into that section of town while everything up there is going up on the left. And yeah, this is rough. This is part of why sometimes having fewer players can give you an advantage. You just get so many points. And K-52 chasing isn't even able to get them all. It's a rough situation. But Nice response from Best Pony, trying to help out their teammate there over in Gregory. And then Lee Renz, ETQ, I mean, just a nice, steady, stable push there. On this side, unfortunately, I got intercepted by some Convats, and KTs do lose against Convats. They have crazy, crazy guns and crazy, crazy accuracy. But I have some Pions. I have a Spike team up on high ground, 1 kill, 30-point kill, trying to make up for the 40-point losses on the KTs. Second Spike on the way, and a longbow spotted along with a Super Cobra. So this was already there. I think the longbow was a new buy. And I kind of question this, right? Because so far he hasn't seen any super heavies, and that's a really expensive option to take out against things that aren't super heavies. They will get kills, you can see that already. My Iroquois are fending them off decently well, so that's a Super Cobra down, 100 points right there. KT actually firing in the longbow. We do get the stun and the kill, and then, I mean, it's M2A2s, again, pretty expensive, LVTP 7A1s. I guess most of my comment here is there's not enough numbers, there's too much quality, not enough quantity. Quantity has quality all of its own. You can see Kierman has wrapped things up very nicely. He's a phenomenal player, and that side is going to be okay. I'm focusing more on mine just because I'm a selfish fellow who puts his own stuff up on YouTube for fun. So speaking of, if you do enjoy it, like, share, subscribe, and all that YouTuber nonsense that I always feel like an absolute jackass asking you guys for, but it really does help out. So if it didn't, I wouldn't ask. I promise you that. So, Pylons pushing forward, Yakri, Salamandra shooting in, and I was hoping to get a couple of kills. We got one of the Bradleys, not the other. A little bit of a problem there because I don't really have most of my armor in this woods. I mean, frankly, it's Baltic Moto, what armor? Right, Chaparral spotted, but not able to get inside range, and pretty good engagement here. I'm trying to move up. Let's take a look. Very nice hold in the center, in Anna, rather. Speciality at Note Key, and nice use of elevation as well from the Conquerors team. So you can get good line of sight down these hills. You can see him trying to aim. There it is. A little bit lost the line of sight there, but really not too bad. And then a little bit of a probing attack up here just to see if it gets shot at. It didn't. So I'm assuming people will put tanks right there on the rims of these little elevated sections. Seems decently effective. D-Eagle coming in once more, and this was interesting. So I wasn't able to kill him the first time, and the second time we just get a little bit of a tag on him there, but he frankly just misses a Pion, and then, I don't know, another bombing run hits some of the Yakri, but no kills there, so I really didn't care that much. Then we're just moving forward on the left side, and Dimitri Iroquois is going forward, Carton Yakri, Ranico Yakri trying to get up, and some reinforcement trucks already on the way, or should be soon rather, along with some mortars and a Neva SC, just to really lock that side down and hopefully help as Honda Hun is pushing over the ridge, engaging with Rangers and their V150s, trying to get into Elena. A lot of 1-point zones here. So Anna's 1 point, Elena's 1 point, everything I think actually is 1 point. So you have to control a majority of zones. You can't just hop onto the 2-pointer and hold it because, well, the 2-pointer doesn't exist. So we do have to have a forward presence here as, this is a conquest game. And having a little bit of a wrap on Dimitri, I mean, we killed the Rangers, we killed the remnants of the Blue 4 forces there, would allow a lot of pressure on Elena because I can attack it from this side, he attacks from the straight, and that zone just gets pressured so incredibly hard, I'm assuming anyway. Blind Kurnos as well, so I'm not really sure what's going on here. We get actually a hit on them with Iroquois Yakri, eventually a second hit, and the Kurnos just was in the middle of nowhere. So make sure when you're using those bombers, they're expensive callouts, you have to get their worth. Otherwise, it's just a lot of points in your air tab that's not on the ground. So that's going to be game 13, 20 kills, 1955 losses for the Blue 4 team, which of course is roughly flipped for us. A little bit of friendly fire there by the looks of it, probably off those bombers. And some highlight units for me are going to be the Sokol, 1, 2, 3 DAPs, and a Ranger team. That's pretty incredible, can't really ask for more. Salamander did alright, LVTP 7A1 and the M2A2, and then other than that, I mean, frankly a lot of high-performing helicopters on my end, but the game didn't really go long enough to have more units than that shine. So that's all we've got for you guys today. Thank you all for hanging around, and we'll see you again real soon.